Welcome to the NFL. Let's go! Let's go!
Titans fans, are you ready for some football?
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome to Two-Tone Blue Nation. By fans, for fans. Two-Tone Blue Nation. Organizing tailgates and events. If you're all about Tennessee Titans football, this is your podcast.
And here we go!
And here comes your hosts, Big Luke, King Cole, and Austin Hall.
Welcome in, everyone, to Two-Tone Blue Nation Talk, the podcast by fans for fans. I'm King Cole, joined in by the Big Luke. And tonight we have a very special guest with us today. We'll be continuing with our Super Fan Sunday coverage. Tonight we have Fernando Espejo, a.k.a. Chili Pepper, who is joining us from Chihuahua, Mexico. Chili is always a favorite of Two-Tone Blue Nation tailgates, and we're happy to have him on to talk about himself for your listening pleasure tonight. Chili, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, great, man. Great. How about you guys? I miss you guys already. Yeah.
Doing great. Yeah, we miss you too, man. Miss having tailgates.
Yeah. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for the schedule to come out. It's going to be tomorrow, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for the schedule, the draft. You know, it's almost like there's a live sporting event every week.
We got to hang on to what we can get. That's for sure.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
It feels like crack.
All right, Chili. So, for this podcast, we're just going to let everybody get to know you. We know you super well. I feel like this is going to be a very laid-back pod, from my perspective. But for everybody that's tuning in, listening, that has seen Chili Pepper, they want to get to know you because you're an interesting guy, man. So let's start off with an easy question. How did you become a Tennessee Titans fan?
All right. Yeah, that's an easy one. I grew up in Houston, man. So, when growing up, my mom and my family had season tickets for the Oilers. So we went every Sunday to the Oilers game. I grew up tailgating there and being an Oilers fan, Warren Moon, and the run and shoot thing. I became an Oilers fan, and then they moved. So I moved with the Titans. Actually, my mom's staying in Houston, so she's a Texan.
We won't hold that against her.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why when I go to the Texans games, you always see this lady sitting next to me with a Texan outfit and choking me and things like that. That's my mom.
That's awesome. All right, well, man, you've really grown your image into a brand. I've seen Chili Pepper T-shirts. I've seen your face on beer bottles. I've seen cartoons. I've even seen Chili Pepper dolls and action figures. How did the Chili Pepper become so famous?
I don't know. It wasn't one thing. One thing just led to another. Do you remember, Luke, when we met?
I remember when we met. I remember the first tailgate we hung out together, but I remember when we met, it was during the Kansas City playoff game, the one in the 2017 season, the comeback win year. We were part of that massive tailgate that I believe V threw. It was awesome. We had a great time. We really connected. We talked sports. We're both foreigners. So I'm from New Zealand. I'm not your classic Tennessee Titans fan. You're not your classic Tennessee Titans fan either. So we're a very diverse group, and I think we just connected. We talk sports, and then you're a big promoter of our group, and honestly, one of the key contributors to our big tailgate the following year. We always appreciate you coming on and helping out, and everything you do for Two-Tone Blue Nation.
Oh no, man, no! I feel welcome. I feel at my home. That's my family. So yeah, I was walking there. I used to go to Titans games just by myself. I stay in my hotel. And then just walk to the stadium and just, watch the game and then go back and have a beer by myself. And I did that like for 7 years, man. And then I started wearing, the Chili hat, and I started meeting people. And then I met you guys back there in Kansas, exactly. And oh man, yeah, Lucas was awesome with me. He invited me, and we're now the Two-Tone Blue family. And I started, I'm Mexican, man, so I come from a colorful country. So I started, doing my logo and things. I had a lot of free time, so I started doing T-shirts and things like that. Yeah, things like that, and people liked it, right? It's like
what I really like. I was watching an interview with Taylor Lewan last season, and I look in his
Oh, yeah.
locker, and behind him, I see the chili pepper doll sitting in his locker room. He keeps it in there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. How cool is that, man? How cool is that? Yeah, and I saw him this past game in New England, the wild card game. Yeah, I was right there next to the Titans tunnel, and I was standing there. And then he was walking and said, "Hey, I got you in my locker, but smaller, like a keychain." And I was, yeah, I saw the interview, man.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a chili pepper voodoo doll, man. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's stuck, man. The chili pepper merchandise that I make, it's stuck, and even the players. Some players have some, and as you said, Taylor the one has one in his locker room, and one thing led to another, man.
A question for you. Tell me about your relationship with Tite, man. You guys are really close. You're both super fans. You're both probably the two most well-known Titans super fans. Definitely the most popular characters in the stadium.
Oh, we met at Kansas City too. I met everyone there. And yeah, we met in Kansas City and we clicked, lost just like with you guys. And I go back and forward to Nashville like 3 or 4 times a year. I always give him a call and we hang out, and we started a thing with another fans, and we call ourselves like the Fire Pit. Adam and Gary Pope, you know Gary, right? Patrick and Nestor, yeah, Jim Lacey, and yeah, so some of guys. So we hang out, man, and we are. Well, he's a close friend. He's a dear friend, man, and we're like family. Yeah, yeah. We hang out everywhere. Everywhere we go, when we travel together, we are always together.
And props to him too. He was on our last podcast, but he's just a tremendous person, really nice guy, and he's very supportive of this fan base and growing this fan base. As long as I've known him, he's been a big supporter of this group and also of other groups, other Titans groups, and just promoting our fan base overall. So big fan of that. The whole point of Two-Tone Blue Nation is not to grow Two-Tone Blue Nation, it's to grow the entire fan base and connect the entire fan base.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, but mostly Adam. He's the kind of super fan that I want to be when I grow up, man. He's super awesome.
Well, Chili, you gotta step it up. You gotta start breathing fire and do backflips off of cars.
No, man. Have you seen my belly? No, man. I'm too fat for that.
I'm just telling you, man. That's what you gotta step it up a notch.
Yeah,
you're quarantining. You're quarantining. There's no excuse for you not to be in the best shape of your life.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been standing in my gym for hours and hours just watching, the equipment and trying to figure out which one to use first. And I get tired just of thinking about it. So I come back to watch TV.
Oh, man, yeah. Chili, I've got to get some of that. I got to get some of your chili pepper merchandise, man. I don't have any in my man cave, and I'm a little bummed out about it, to be honest with you. So yeah, man, whatever I got to do, if I've got to trade my firstborn or give you some money, I've got to get some chili pepper voodoo dolls and some cervezas.
Yeah, I'll get you some, man. Next time I go, I'll get you some dolls and some beers, man. Yeah, my chili pepper.
You have your own line of beer.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's really good.
All right, Chili, speaking of man caves, I've seen some pictures of yours on Facebook, and I've got to tell you, it's one of the best looking man caves I've ever seen. It's right there at the top. You've got the perfect blend of old school Oilers and new school Titans. What would you say is the crown jewel or the most interesting thing that you have that's in your man cave memorabilia wise?
Oh, well, game ball. That Bruce Matthews gave me like 100 years ago, man. I went to a game down in Houston with my wife before all this chili pepper madness and everything. I didn't even have a beard, man. I was just like the regular Fernando. And I went to see a game down there. Yeah, down there. It was at Houston, so I don't know. I was the only Titan sitting there in that section. It was, I always sit on the end zone. Just Bruce Matthews, he just walked right straight through the ball, and he told me like, "Thanks for coming." So I was like, "Oh man, yeah!" It was the best day of my fan life. After that, I started getting a lot of memorabilia, but that one was the most significant one because it was my first one, and it was like my first interaction with an actual player. So I said, "Oh man," and I was a fan of his since the Oiler days, so it meant a lot to me. No, man, I slept with the ball like for 2 days, man.
Man, that's such a cool story about Bruce Matthews. I mean, he's the original Iron Man. I believe he's the only Titans Hall of Famer to this point. That's actually played in the two-tone blue. I know we'll get some more down the line eventually. Man, Chili, I just gotta be honest with you. Every time I see you, it's such a joy. You're an interesting person, and all the times we've had the opportunity to hang out at tailgates, and especially at the draft last year, I've just really enjoyed those times. And I'm gonna take a second to kind of tell this quick chili pepper story here. Last year at the draft, it's in Nashville. I remember meeting up with you. I'd kind of gotten downtown super early. I was excited, but I was one of the first people down there from Two Tone Blue Nation of the people that I knew. And so I started kind of wandering around, and I just happened by chance to bump into you. We kind of walked around, took some photos with some other super fans, and somehow or another, I ended up getting on this bar crawl tour of Nashville with you and all these other super fans from across the country. And I'm not entirely sure how I got roped into that. I just remember walking along, kind of buzzed, and I think you told me just, hey, don't say anything and come on in. And so we started going in. I think we went into a dozen different bars, and every bar we went into, I was getting free beer and free shots. And dude, by the end of that thing, I was lit. But man, that made the day for me just to go and spend that day with you. And I had it as my profile picture for the longest time. I think it was Alley Taps. It had me and you sitting there at the bar, toasting free beer.
Yeah. I remember, man. Yeah, for sure. You were your Coach Bravo outfit. I remember.
Yeah, I had my mustache grown out, had the vest on and everything. I was trying to be a 170-pound Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, I remember. I was chilling there with my PFUFA friends and down there, all the superfans from other teams. And yeah, I saw you and say, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And then you came by and we started walking. So I told you like, "Hey, just go along with it." Yeah, and we did the bar crawl and everything. It was very nice. Remember, we were even on ESPN. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah, we were on ESPN for like twice or something like that. Yeah, we had I don't know how many bars we went through. I think we were like 7 or 8 bars, and we had like 3 moonshines and pickle bags,
Well, I
beer.
remember
Yeah,
every time we got to a place that served liquor, there were like 3 or 4 people there that only drank beer and didn't drink liquor. Whenever they were served moonshine or some kind of shooter, they just immediately turned and handed to me and maybe one other person on the bar crawl. So I ended up getting like 3 or 4 shots every stop that we took.
yeah. You remember those mango or habanero things?
I
They were
do.
nice.
So going into that, I remember those because I drank 2 of them and then I got a third one handed to me. And I think we were, God, what bar were we in? I can't. I'm
I
not
think
even gonna say. Do you remember?
I don't. No, I don't remember which one, but I tell you this. That night, I went back for those mango habanero shots, man. Yeah, after
Okay,
the draft
so
was over.
I didn't really like them to be honest with you, but it was free, so I drank them. Um, but my third one, I turned around and I started looking because I was like, I don't want this. And so I walked over and there's this group of Jaguar fans sitting at a table. And I went over there and I sat the shot glass down. I said, whoever wants this can have it. It's on me. Goodwill. Welcome to Nashville. Hope you're having a good time. It ended up being like one of the like ticket reps, like season ticket reps for the Jaguars. And he sat there and talked to me for a few seconds and thanked me. He took the shot and he said, "All right, well you've bought us a shot, so we're going to buy you a shot." And this is kind of like our tradition that we do in the parking lot on Sundays. And it was a breakfast shot. It was orange juice, maple schnapps, and a piece of bacon.
Oh,
And you basically just you chase the schnapps and the orange juice and then eat the bacon. And I'll be honest with you, that was pretty good. That was a fair
oh.
trade for the mango habanero shooter for whatever that was. You say what you want about the Jaguars, the football team sucks, but their drinks are on point.
Yeah, I remember that. And Tyler, I think was the name of the dude. Yeah, and then after that, we went to the Pringles Alley, like beer house or something, and we had like 3 more beers there. Yeah, I remember everything was for free. Even we get food. Remember we get some pickles or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
like
that was at
fried
Wild
pickles.
Horse. We had everything, man. We had food, we had beer, we had liquor. We went to the Goo Goo factory, got Goo Goos, and then at some point after I was good and liquored up, I lost you. I don't know where you disappeared to. I don't know how I could lose a Mexican wearing a giant chili pepper on top of his head, but I did.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you said you were going to the Johnny's restroom, and then you didn't come back. I waited for you like for 10 minutes or 20 minutes there, and then,
That sounds about right. That sounds
yeah,
about
yeah. Yeah, and then he didn't come back, and everyone was moving. So I said, "All right." So I just moved on, man. And I think I saw you like later that day or next day.
Oh yeah, we caught back up eventually, but I ended up walking circles in downtown Nashville trying to figure out where I was at, and then I found Lucas and Austin and that bunch, and we was that the day that we went and threw axes.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so I was good and buzzed by the time that I'd met y'all, and we went to go throw axes over there at the Nashville. What was it, the Nashville Sporting Good bar? Or
Yeah.
it had just opened up that day.
We gave drunk Garrett that got lost in a restroom an axe.
All right, so not to stray too far off topic, but there's another story there, and Austin's not here to enjoy it with me, but we actually stumbled across axe throwing. I told Austin, I was like, all right, look, man, let's go do this. We're here. We got time to kill. So me and him got in there. We started throwing axes, and we were warming up. I told him, I said, we'll have a competition. I said, whoever throws the best or loser buys. It was $20 a person, so $40. But he's like, all right, well, let's get some warm up throws in before we just start, going right into it. I was like, all right, that's fair. We were throwing these warm up throws, and I'm absolutely just kicking Austin's ass at axe throwing. I mean, he can't get one to stick in the wall for nothing. So I'm like, oh man, I've got this in the bag. I think he hustled me because we looked at each other and was like, all right, it's for real now. And I threw my axe, and I think it bounced off the floor. I don't even think it hit the wall. And he throws his and hits it right smack in the fucking bullseye. So I think we threw three, and he stuck all three of his within like the inner circle. And I got like one in the top left corner. It wasn't even in the fucking like outer circle. So I had to have to pay $40 for axe throwing on top of all the fucking drinks that I'd already bought at that point. It got expensive, but it was definitely worth it.
Was that the same day we were bar crawling?
Yeah. It was a busy day for me.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. No wonder how you couldn't throw the axes, man.
Dude, we took fireball shots before that.
Oh.
Every time I turn around like that, that's probably the most alcohol I've drank in a 24-hour period. Because every time I turned around, somebody was buying shots or buying beers, and then like when nobody was doing that, I realized it was my turn to buy shots or buy beers. So we kept it going for a solid 2 days.
Yeah, and the second day we were on the boat, so yeah, it was a constant party the whole time. Chili, I remember. A memory I have is was it 2 seasons ago when we had our home opening tailgate, or was it the Colts game, the final game of the season, when you bought those spicy fried crickets?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were good. I actually enjoyed it. I had quite a few of them. That's the first time I ever ate crickets before, and so I ate them, and it was funny. We were going around, and there was these 2 blonde-haired girls that, obviously didn't look like the type that would ever touch a cricket, and they tried crickets, and it was a fun experience. Everyone was going around. They wanted to try the spicy crickets.
Yeah. That's a Mexican favorite, man. We eat that. It's like when you eat pretzels, when you're having a beer and then you ask for pretzels, we ask for crickets. Like deep fried crickets with chili powder or garlic, or it's like 4 or 5 different flavors of it, but it's like pretzels to us,
They're good on pizza. I found out. I was putting them on pizza and chowing down on them.
The crickets here were fantastic, but we also really like those crackers that you make.
Oh yeah, the firecrackers, yeah. With chicken dip, right?
Yeah, so it's a 2-part recipe. We got the crackers that my wife makes. I can't take credit for it. She does all the work on that. and the crackers alone are pretty good. But Wayne Hutton, who's another guy in our group who helps out a tremendous amount, he makes this homemade chicken dip that when you put the crackers and the chicken dip together, it's like crack cocaine, and that's always the first thing to disappear.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Like the first time I went to the Two-Tone Blue tailgate, like 3 years ago or so, yeah, I had some of those, and man, that's a chili pepper favorite, man. Every time I go, I'm looking forward to have some. Last year, I took my friends last year. Remember, told them like, you need to try this. You need to try this, and they were mind blown. Yeah, it's awesome, man.
So chili, that's the deal then. All right. So for some chili pepper merch, I will make you your own personal container of we call them Music City firecrackers.
All right, deal, man, deal. You got your chili pepper voodoo doll T-shirt, magnets for the fridge, stickers for your laptop, everything, man. I can even get you a new grip for your gun, man. Yeah, chili pepper grip.
So
love it.
Next draft, he's gonna have to dress up like Chili Pepper.
I'm gonna have to get a tan if I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I can pull that off. I tell you what, you give me a T-shirt with your beer on it, and I'll be the pale ale.
All right. That sounds good. Actually, my pale ale, dude, you need to try it. It's awesome, awesome. When I first made it, the first batch wasn't that good, but then I perfected my technique, and I got like more keys, and it's actually really good down here in Mexico. People just love it here. They always come around and, hey, Chili, do you have your pale ale? I make the porter too, but that's not that much popular. But yeah, I'll take you some pale ales, man, for sure.
I want some. I'm a Kiwi, mate. We drink a ton of beer. I'll take whatever you
Yeah, I have seen that, Luke, for sure.
All right, Chili. Real quick, let's steer back. Let's talk about Mexico and the NFL in Mexico as a whole. How popular would you say it is?
Well, it is. It's very big. It's big. It's getting bigger and bigger as as season goes by. But at first, like I've been a fan like for 30 something years, and at first it wasn't that big. Mexico, it's a soccer country. They like soccer or Mexican football. I don't like soccer. I tell you. Yeah, it was big here, and NFL wasn't that big. I hate to say it, but since the Patriots started winning, it became a big thing here in Mexico. And we now even have, as you know, like the Mexican City game, the Mexico games, and yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. That's for sure.
So you'd say the Patriots are the most popular team in Mexico?
Yeah. With the new fans, us we don't have like 40 something Patriots fans here. We just have like young kids being Patriots fans, and
right.
I could say Patriots, Steelers, and Cowboys are the most popular teams here.
So the NFL, I won't say recently because they've gone there before, but they've had some games there in Mexico City. Have you had a chance to go check out Mexico City and see an NFL game there?
No, man, I haven't been there because for me, where the part I live in Mexico, it's easier for me to go to Arizona or Houston or even Nashville to fly or drive down to Mexico City. That's a long drive or a long flight for me. So it's easier to go anywhere else. And the Titans don't play there, so I don't see the point in spending time or money to go to a game that the Titans are not playing. But they say it's
right on. So if the Titans were to play in Mexico City, would you go check it out?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We went to London, right, Luke?
Oh yeah. We'll go. I'll go anywhere they play. London, Mexico City. I hope we have more international games. Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah. We went to London last year, and it was super fun, man. Super fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't believe we're going to have any international games this year, and that sucks because I think we had a really good chance of getting another game in London.
Yeah, but, me too, man.
This damn virus.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Don't tell me, man. But at least we're gonna be lucky if we have a season over. I don't mind close empty stadiums or whatever. I just need football, man, in my life.
I hear you, man. And we all feel the same way. I think if we had to choose, between having an empty stadium and an actual game being played versus no football at all, we'd all take the empty stadium. It's gonna be different if that's what it comes down to. But we'll get through it. We'll meet up. We'll have Zoom tailgates. We may have to sneak into an empty parking lot somewhere and have like a 10-person tailgate or something, whatever the regulations are.
Wait,
We can do
like, aren't we describing a Jags game right
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like.
low blow, low blow. Yeah, we can do our Zoom tailgate.
Yeah. It's not going to be any different for Jacksonville, that's for sure. So we just had the draft, and you were in the inner circle, Chili. First of all, congratulations on that. How was that experience?
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. It was good. It was different. It was kind of weird, but it was good. And I'm honored to represent the Titans, and the Titans fans, and well, my part of the Titans fans in Mexico. It was good. It was nice. It was different, man. I was at home, in front of my laptop and just waiting just listening to the producer tell us when to cheer, when to boo. And the first day, the commish, he was like blocking the screen, man, where we were. So the first night, he blocked me twice. And then the night number two, yeah, he just moved and he said, let's give Chile a chance. So yeah, I was there. And even Little Pepper, my daughter, you know who that is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, even Little Pepper was on the screen and everything. Yeah, it was very nice. It was very nice, and I appreciate what the Titans selecting me to represent the fans and the team. Huh? Actually, it's my second on the inner circle. I was at the inner circle in Dallas too, at the drafting office. The first inner circle ever. I was there too. So this is my second inner circle in 3 years. Yeah, it's always a nice experience, man. It's always a nice experience. I was ready to go to Vegas, but it is what it is, man.
Very cool, Matt. So did you actually get to interact with the commissioner any in between, like leading up to the pick? I know we saw kind of limited interaction on TV, but was there any kind of interaction where he actually gave a shout out to any of the individual fans or had conversation with any of the fans?
No, no, man, not at all. Not even the fans.
Oh,
The
okay.
fans could chat or interact. It was just you sitting in front of your TV or your computer at home. That was it. You couldn't even talk with other
Okay.
fans. Yeah, I was just texting Titan Man. I was just texting him and B Love and Matt Keaton. Yeah, we were just texting and making jokes and things like that. But no, not through the TV.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure how that was set up, but that's cool, man. And I'm sure Little Pepper enjoyed being on TV. It's exciting.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's always ready for something, man. I told her like, hey, I'm gonna be on the phone like for an hour or something, talking to my friends, and she was like, oh, is that Titan related? And said, I told her yes. They said like, oh, can I be on TV with you then? I said, no, it's gonna be a podcast. Yeah, she's always ready for TV, man.
I'm gonna give you a quick shout out, man. I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna give you a vote for Dad of the Year because every time I get on social media, Facebook, whatever it is, man, there's always pictures of you and your daughter, and y'all are going on all kind of these crazy adventures together. You're a handsome guy, Chili, but she definitely makes you look better. I'll be honest with you. She's adorable, and kudos to you, man, for being such an awesome dad.
Oh man, appreciate that for sure, man. I appreciate that. I try to. I try to be as good fighter as I can be, as I know you are too. As I know you are too.
Yeah, man, that's always that's always the most important thing.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
guys,
that's the parts that people like about my Chili Pepper chapter, or because I'm always like a family guy, I'm always bringing my wife and taking my kid and posting things. If you see my Facebook or my Twitter, it's always like family oriented and things like that. So I think that's what people like, right?
Absolutely, man, and we appreciate all that you do for our group and for our family.
Oh man, no. I appreciate everything you have done, man. Taking me in and as one of your own and everything. Yeah, it feels like family, man. You know, every time we hang out, it's like we were friends like forever. And yeah, I don't feel like a new guy at all. Never, never, never. I always feel around family, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate that for sure.
All right, Chili. Yeah, we absolutely appreciate you being a family man, and we appreciate what you do for our family at Two Tone Blue Nation. Before we get out of here, we're going to finish up with some rapid fire Q&A. You good with that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here we go. An NFL team that you hate the most.
No, the Ravens, man. That's an easy one. Ravens.
Easy
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm I'm a hardcore old school Titan, so I hate the Ravens, man. Maybe the new guys hate the Jaguars or the Colts, but not me, man. I hate the Ravens.
Absolutely, yeah. The original Titan fans, they'll never be a more hated team than Baltimore. All right.
Exactly.
Favorite pregame food and drink.
Favorite pregame? Oh, that's an easy one. The Nashville fried crackers with a chicken dip.
What are you chasing it with?
Oh, I'm just like I don't know, moonshine, man, or pickleback.
Oh gosh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Name a player on another team, past or present, that you wish played for the Titans.
Oh, Barry Sanders, for sure. I like Barry Sanders. I think every NFL fan loves Barry Sanders.
Can't hate on Barry. If the Titans could go back and wear an Oilers throwback uniform, which Oilers uniform would you pick?
Oh, definitely the it's Columbia blue jersey and the white birch. Yeah,
So
Columbia
the
blue
run
with
and
white.
shoot Warren Moons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, most of my memorabilia hanging on my wall, it's that jersey. I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, Columbia blue. I'm in love with that uniform.
Absolutely, man. That is the best throwback in all of sports, and that is property of the Tennessee Titans, by the way.
Yeah, thank God for that.
All right. Last two questions. Favorite current Titans player?
Favorite current Titans player? Oh man, you're gonna get me in trouble for that one, man. But I think I'll go with AJ Brown.
A.J. Brown. All right. I like it.
Yeah.
And favorite all-time Titans player?
Oh, that's an easy one too, man. I think most of us have the same ones. I could say two of them. It's Steve and Eddie for sure.
All right. Yeah, I won't make you pick between those two. Yeah, like I said, that's almost a given. Every time I ask that question, I expect Steve or Eddie. And every now and then I get a crazy, a player you wouldn't expect. But Steve and Eddie, that's the founding fathers.
Yeah, exactly. That's Steve and Eddie. Those are our heroes, legends, and everything. Man.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate you for being a hero and a legend of the Two-Tone Blue Nation tailgates. We look forward to seeing you, hopefully, at the season opening. If all things go, how we hope they do, we're able to congregate and have a good time. We look forward to seeing you there.
All right. Yes, for sure, man. I'll be there. And thank you for having me, man. Thank you. Have a great time.
Stay
I had
safe.
a great time with you. Oh, you too, guys. Please stay safe and well, stay safe and keep your family safe too. And let's just hope and pray that we can meet in September.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, and then why not in Tampa Bay, right? We might get together in Tampa Bay this year, man.
Oh yeah, we got a big party planned for Tampa Bay this year.
Oh yeah. I'm feeling it. I tell you, you heard it here from Chile first, man.
We'll have our COVID-19 shots done and be ready to party.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a vaccine, baby.
I'm good with doing shots in Florida.
Oh man, yeah, I was ready for Miami last year, but oh man, my wife wasn't really packed. She said, "Oh," she called me at the start of the second quarter, and she told me like, "I already see myself in Miami." And I was like, "Yeah." And then she started calling like a third quarter. I didn't answer those calls. Yeah, we'll be back.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Two-Tone Blue Nation Talk. I'd like to thank Chili Pepper for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you at the home opening Two-Tone Blue Nation tailgate this year. Until we meet again, you take care and tighten up.
Tighten up for sure.
We gotta go.
Here it comes. Football.
But you've been listening to Two-Tone Blue Nation. If it's Tennessee Titans football, it's here. It's here. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back soon. But until then, find us on Twitter at Two-Tone Blue Nat 1. Find Big Luke at Two-Tone Big Luke and King Cole at Two-Tone Blue Cole. Find us on Instagram at Two-Tone Blue Nation. Till next time, Titans Nation.
Spartans! What is your profession?